when we look at a base being raised to a negative power, a negative exponent right here. What that does is it turns it into the reciprocal, and then that power, or that exponent, is no longer negative. So for instance, if I take a look at this rule right here, if I have a to the negative b, then that means that it's going to turn into 1 divided by a to the b, because it turns it into the reciprocal, or the flip-flop, and then that exponent turns positive. So for instance, if I take a look at number 25, see how it says x raised to the negative 5? Well, I'm going to turn this into a fraction, or the reciprocal, so it'd be 1 over x, and then that exponent is going to remain 5, but it's going to be a positive 5 now. Now, if we take a look at number 26, number 26 has x squared y to the negative 3. Well, x squared is x squared. There's nothing crazy going on with x squared, so it's going to stay x squared. But because y to the negative 3 is a negative exponent, it's going to turn into the reciprocal, and then my exponent is going to turn positive. So my answer for this one is x squared divided by y to the third, because that y changes locations. It changes to that reciprocal. If I take a look at number 27 now, number 27, the x to the negative 2 and the z to the negative 3 are both negatives, which means those are both going to be in the reciprocals. But because y to the 5th is just plain old y to the 5th, that one is not going to change. So my y to the 5th is going to stay in that top, but my x to the negative 2 is going to go down below and become x squared. And then my z to the negative 3 is going to go down below and become z to the third. So my answer here is y to the 5th divided by x squared z to the third. I take a look at number 28. The only one that has a negative is this y. The x and the y are not together. A lot of times people think that the x and the y are together. That is not the case. Only the y has the negative exponent. So my x stays on top, my z stays on top, but my y squared goes down below. And let's take a look at number 29. Put a star next to it, because again, a lot of times people tend to get these incorrect. This is an example where 2 is my base. 2 does not change as my base. Just like how on number 25, x was my base, x didn't change. Just like on number 26, x and y were bases, x and y stayed in my answer. So right here, 2 stays as well. But because it is raised to the negative 9, that means that it needs to be used as the reciprocal. So it'd be 1 over 2 to the 9th. Go ahead and try number 30 and 31 and ask me to check it, and keep on going.